And welcome back to Octavia the Octopus. This is the third video, and today we're going to focus on the eyes, which includes the eyelids. Now, you could use the first two rounds of using black in order to make that, but what I'm going to do is that I'm going to opt to use safety eyes. My safety eyes are 30 millimeters. It comes with a backing, and these guys, when they go together, they sandwich together and they clamp on, so they're called safety eyes because once you put them on, you can't get them out. So we will be applying that there. So I will not be changing the color in the center of the eye, and I will be using the safety eyes instead. So I'm going to begin and starting the eyes, same size hook of 4 millimeter size G, and using the color white. So let's begin. We're going to start with the slip knot and put that on the hook, and we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and let's just start round number 1. We're going to do a continuous join, so we're not going to have any seam lines within the eyes either, and I'll begin that next. To do this round is number 1, and you're going to go second chain from the hook and apply 6 single crochet into that one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm not worried about the central hole because I have that safety eye. So what I want to do is just pull up a larger loop and just pull a piece of yarn through so that I can keep an eye on my rounds as I'm doing it, and that will be the end of round number 1. And we'll start round number 2 in a moment. Round number 2. If you're not sure which one to start with, if you're doing it my way, then what you have to do is count back to the 6th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right there. So even as an experienced crocheter, I would always count back anyway. And so there will be 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way to that stitch marker. So 2 into that one, 2 into the next, and keep doing that all the way around. So what you want to do, like you were with the head or the underside, is move that stitch marker every time you're completing a round up so that you know where the ending is. I think amigurumi is fun, but when you have a tail end or when you have a slip stitch line, it really bothers me so much. Okay, so we're going to move our stitch marker up and move on to round number 3 next. Round number 3. The first one is going to have 2 in it, and then the next one has 1 by itself, and that's your repeat all the way around. So the next one has 2, and then the next one has 1. Please complete that all the way around for round number 3. Rows number 4, 5, and 6 are the same, and they're just 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Please do those 3 rounds, and I'll be right back in a moment. I'm at the end of the 6th round, and before I continue, I want to put in my safety eye. So I'm going to use the hole that's in the center, right there. You're probably going to have to really ram it through. And this is permanent, so once you put this on, there's no going back. And you can put that straggler part of it as well. So then you're going to take this, and you're going to push as hard as you can. I find with myself is that I really struggle with this because of my hands. So what I do is that I grab a pair of scissors and I open it enough that the center will come out, and I will push down. Okay, so it's down, and therefore that's permanently in there. So we're gonna do the rest of this eye next, and we'll just need some light stuffing, and we're gonna go from there. So you have to do both of the eyes just like this. Okay, round number 7, I'm gonna show you an amigurumi decrease. So we're just gonna single crochet in the next, and then you're gonna do an amigurumi decrease. So how you do it is that you go in and you just grab the first loop going up. So the front loop only. So not both of the stitches, like both of the strands, just the first one. And then rotate the hook and capture the next one. So you're getting 2 right in a row like that. You're going to yarn over, pull through, and then pull through 2. And what that does is it pulls it together without having a line within the decrease. So you're going to single crochet the next, and I'll show you again, and then decrease over the next 2. So slide the hook up, grab the front loop only, rotate the hook and grab the next loop only, the front one, and pull through, and then pull through. Okay, and do that all the way around. So it's one into the next, single crochet over the next two. So I'm ready for my 8th round. So we have a little bit of a hole here that's left, and what we need to do is just grab some stuffing, lightly fill it. I'm gonna reach through the camera and give you a good clocking if you overstuff. So I don't want you stuffing this to the point where it's bleeding the stuffing through the stitches. So just enough to keep it inflated without making it look like it's got a black eye. Okay, I probably had too much stuffing in my hands, but I'll make the decision in just a few minutes. Okay, just use your fingers and jam it behind. And then we're going to move on to your final round, number 8, in a moment. So just keep stuffing. Final round number 8. You can just do a regular single crochet 2 together because it's going to be behind the eyelid anyway. And you're just going to do a 2 together stitch anyway. So it's behind, meaning it's inside the eyelid. If you need to take out any stuffing, now's the time to do it. And if you need to add more, of course, you're going to do that as well. So you're doing a 2 together all the way around. And then what we need to do is seal the eye shut from that point so the stuffing will never come out. Okay, next 2 is the final. I'm going to pull out my stitch marker. It's falling out anyway. And so I'm going to do my final 2. So what I'm going to just do is just leave it a little bit of a larger tail, and I want to secure that tail in. I'm being careful not to scratch the face of my safety eye as well on the wood table. It might bother if you have a scratch on the eye. Okay, and then what you're just going to do is that there's a small little hole, and just follow it around and close that in. And give it a good tug, and then you can just tie it shut. Like that. And so then you're going to take then the straggler end from that and just go inside your eye a few times. So just going in, pop it out somewhere, and then back in, just a slightly different spot, and that will get stuck inside. Okay, and now you can safely cut. So you need to do the other eye exactly the same way, and therefore you'll have an eye that's ready to go onto your Octavia. So the eyelid says to repeat the asterisks to the asterisks in the eyes. So what we're going to do is we're only going to do rounds 1 through 6 for the eyelids, and then we don't do 7 or 8 in order to close it in. So it's kind of just cupping the eye, and that's about it. So let's begin to do the eyelids next. So let's begin to do the eyelids, and just create a slip knot and chain 2. 1 and 2, and let's begin round number 1. In round number 1, we're going to go second chain from the hook, and you're going to apply 6 single crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And like before, what I want to do is not to have any slip stitch lines. So I'm going to place in a stitch marker under the last one, just so I can keep an eye on it. And we're going to move to round number 2 next. Round number 2, we're going to go and make sure that we have the 6th one back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I always count back regardless of my skill level, just to make sure. And you're going to apply 2 single crochet in each of the stitches all the way to the stitch marker, and you're going to move that stitch marker up every time. So if you need the stitch counts, they're provided to you on the pattern itself. You can find that in the video description. and that was round number 2. Move that stitch marker up and let's begin round number 3. Round number 3. First one has 2 single crochets into it, and then the next one has 1 single crochet. And that's going to be your repeat around, so the next one has 2 single crochets in it. And then the next one has 1. Please repeat this all the way around for round number 3. The next 3 rounds, 4, 5, and 6, are it for the eyelids, so just 1 single crochet in each for the next 3 rounds, and I'll be right back in a few moments from now. So at the end of the rounds, what I want you to do is just slip stitch into the next, and I want you to keep a larger tail on this. Okay, and what we're going to do is we'll use that tail to secure the eyeball into this, but also use that tail to attach it to the body of that. So you'll have to do 2 eyelids, and when we come back in the next video, what we're going to do is that we're going to start applying the assembly. So my goal is that the way that this is attached, you can see that the way the character looks is that the eyeball is just kind of hanging out of the eyelid like that, but you can decide the styling that makes sense for your creativity. So I will see you in the next video as we continue our journey.